Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Lua. I'm going to read you a book that Jack used to love. It was actually his book. It's called Skippyjon Jones, and it was Jack's, but he sent it to you. Here's your present. Every morning, Skippyjon Jones woke up with the birds, and this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kittenbridges," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms or flew or did his laundry in Mr. Doohiggy's bird bath." The lecture went on as usual. "You got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about what it means to be a cat. Not a bird, not a mouse or a grouse, not a moose or a goose, not a rat or a bat. You need to think about what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippyjon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones, and I bounce on my bed. Once or 6 times I land on my head." On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippyjon Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. "Holy guacamole!" exclaimed Skippyjon Jones. "What was that?" So he went up again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippyjon Jones climbed in his toy box and rifled through his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed into his mouse, Skippyjon Jones began to sing in a muy soft voice. "My name is Skipito Frisquito, clap clap. I fear not a single bandito, clap clap. My manners are mellow, I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done, yes indeedo, clap clap." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Chili Boo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippyjon come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Fluffnutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippyjon wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterious band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay caramba! Who goes there?" asked Skippyjon Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Skipito, the great sword fighter," said Skippyjon Jones. Then the smallest one spoke up. "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Poquito Tito. "I'm incognito," said Skipito. "Do you like rice and beans?" asked Pintorito. "See, I love mice and beans," said Skipito. "He might be the dog of our dreams," whispered Rosalita. "Perhaps a tia mia, if he knows the secret password." Leaning towards Don Diego, El Skipito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into Chihuahua's very large ear. "Ah, chupichu!" "Then it is true," decreed Don Diego. "Yip yippee, Yippito! It's the end of Alfredo Buzito. Skipito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad bumblebeeto." Then all of the chimichangos went crazy loco. They had a fiesta. Then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to the serious business. Using his paws, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumblebito for Skippito to see. A hush grew over the chimichango, so great that one could hear a whisker drop. Alfredo Busito, whispered the crowd, el blimpo Bumblebito bandito. See, said Poquito Tito, the bandito steals our frijoles. Not your beans, cried Skippito, outraged. See, Poquito continued, red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto and jelly too. And now he comes for us, Poquito added. ¿Por qué? Asked Skippito. Because we're full of beans too. Then Don Diego stood tall in his most somber voice declared, Yo quiero frijoles. Eh? Asked Skippito. But you just want his beans back, said Poquito Tito, and you are the dog for the job. Me? Asked Skippito. Then all of the chimchangos turned towards Skippito, the great sword fighter. But poor Skippito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. Vamos, Skippito, or it is you, the bandito bolito, they cried. Skippito stood his ground, but his legs shimmyed and shook like jello, and his teeth chattered like castanets. Then in a muy soft voice he said, My name is Skippito Pisquito. I fear not a single bandito. But Alfredo Busito flew straight for Skippito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches from the great sword fighter's face. Holy frijoles, cried Skippito as he thrust his sword into the air. Suddenly, pop, went the bandito, landing on Skippito's sword, and quicker than one could say Chihuahua cheese and crackers, every kind of bean spilled out of Alfredo Busito, the Bumblebito bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song. Yip, 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 clap, clap. Our hero is El Skippito, clap, clap. He's the dog of our dreams. He's delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos, clap, clap. But back home, there was such a ruckus coming from skippyjon rooms that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Banguito, crashito, papito, skippito, just in time to see Skippyjon's closet exploding. Out flew Candy, beanbag doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. Skippyjon Jones, everyone cried. Hola, muchachitas, he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippyjon and covered his head with furry kisses. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs? She scowled and scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippyjon began to bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my head for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say good night, Skippyjon Jones, called his mama. Buenas noches, mis amigos, said Skippyjon Jones. And that's the end of this story. And we have a few more volumes. We will be sending them as one at a time, and maybe we'll even bring some for you. We love you, Lulu.